Surprisingly stable plankboard contraption of a home, with a cockeyed porch jutting out in defiance of settling land. Wildflowers line the landscaping, surrounding cupping the mounds of rolling hills that seem to build up on each other. The gravel road stops here. After 100 miles of gravel roads, you have a great appreciation for writing down the necessities. Don't ever like to make the trip but twice a year. Once for the spring planting, once for fall. With all that being said, you must know to buy gas and sealed in a can each time. I learned that lesson hard one fall. Well, gas doesn't just make for a good running truck. Just lucky, I guess, the carburetor made it to town. Had to drain out the gas, guess breaks down and gets watery. Luckily, also I had gas in my gas can. My grain primer, one green passenger door, F-150 sure can take the bite out of the land, especially during the rain. My wife's not so fond of the spring run. Says I get too excited dropping old rumbles down into four-wheel drive. I guess I might, but I can't get stuck. Not like there's a AAA around here. And where I'm from, it's fun to get money. And that's a whole nother story. It smells like air in the morning. The only way I can put it so you see. Untainted, crystal clear. If you could bottle it, you would be more rich than Fiji, Dan's Eye, or any other water tycoon. I'm still pondering this when the startling droplet of rain hits my nose. I can always smell the rain normally. It's so weird that the very moment of smelling air and pondering its exploitation, a drop of water. I wipe my speckled nose with the back of my ripely withered hand. Oh great, I said as I start walking the dirt path and up to the chew wood steps that creak and teeter under my moderate size. The air must have not liked my idea, I say as the screen door slams behind me. My wife stands braless, hair past her ass, with a mix of brown, red, and silver curls. Sheathed her natural curvy body. Sheathe her, sheathe it. She barely manages. And I must have been a funny sight. After a recant of my thoughts until the unjust karma drive by, my wife is forced to excuse herself to the bathroom, stomach hurting from laughter. I stomp to the kitchen as a 4-year-old might to clean off my gift from the heavens. The faucet drips into a used coffee cup. I notice it's shaking the water that sits wavering at its brim. Tiny examples of Earth's shaking, shifting plates, swirling winds of destruction in the water. The possibility that a faucet is a small scale of nature that drips nature's constant tide, and the effect, although rippling vigilantly, becomes almost unaffected as it slips over the edge. I wonder if that's how it feels to go mad. Water slides down the side of the rim with its nick on it. Not so very noticeable, unless you have half a day's time to stare into a simple brown coffee cup. Well, maybe not half a day, but contemplation can be had continually. Guess that's why I wasn't ever very good at normal living. Just never seemed to fit all that good. Not that I couldn't float by. I would just rather make my own tributary, I guess. I sit at the table, a little sticky, with tobacco strewn around. Just little pieces. I roll a cigarette out of my old rusty blue and chase the Sandsborn coffee can. I tuck it behind my ear. I roll on more for my baby, who brings 2 steaming cups of strong roasted light to my left and sits gingerly. I break up a fat skunk-smelling, sparkling bud with hairs the color of my earlier makeup job. When I cut the sticky bud and thank God for the beauty he has bestowed upon my callous fingertips. Not one seed, although one would be preferred for a new starter. As I roll up perfection, we move from the rocking chair on the front porch. Well, mine rocks. She got seasick rocking. The coffee is nutty sweet and bold, warming my cold bones and stimulating my brain cells. In contrast to the spliff I light, and burns taste green and pleasing to my soft suckling lips. I inhale, passing it nicely to her, when, while the expanding smoke battles with my willpower to not implode, choking and sneezing cough as I exhale. Oh, and suddenly, I'm very aware of the birds chirping in the nearby distance. It is a chorus of little dive-bombing devils sent out to make over the Untouchables. Queer eye for the straight guy via carrier pigeon. Of course, no day could be a day without a coffee. Disciples also assisted. My dog is a good dog. He runs over the hill, proud like, look, my make over the Untouchables. Okay. Queer eye for the straight guy via carrier pigeon. Of course, no day could be a day without a coffee-stained shirt, which my loving flock of disciples also assisted. My dog is a good dog. He runs over the hill, proud like, look, Mom, I'll get them damn birds for you. If not for the startling departure of the devils, or maybe my incessant rocking, I might have not been tainted and stained. Well, outwardly noticeable anyways. Not that I ever remember owning a stainless shirt. Anyone who's lived in Walt can understand that. I guess just when you start comparing some things add up, or maybe a faucet just needs a new nut. Not that the faucet wouldn't work well, but I can't change that loss of water. Just the same, and also good to know, shout and magic erasers don't always help get the stains out, but everything is relative. I wander off the porch, cup in hand, to the garden. I fill my shirt with tomatoes, which are now infused with my spotted rampage of clumsy coffee spillage. I take them inside and gently dump them on the counter, setting down my cup as they wobble out. Roma tomatoes. I like them for their meaty center. I turn back on the water and rinse off the earth, bugs, webs, and coffee and sunshine. And I set them down on the window ledge, wanting for myself the ability to be as simple to love as a tomato. Maybe I should not expect so much of myself. Not that I don't realize you're probably thinking I just set the goal to be a vegetable. Just stop reading now! There's no point at this time for you to continue on. Of course, I must believe in my dreams. Without a grain of sand, there's no desert. So I don't mind inspiring, and to the level of tomato. If only in this context. I do not wish to be sliced, diced, processed, mashed, or otherwise canned. I'm not a cutter, or I wish no harm on myself. Very much the opposite. My wife's arms break into my thoughts. Her head rests on my shoulder blade, arms wrapped around my neck, and energy comes easily from her simple touch. Always has, ever since I first laid my crowfeet wrinkled eyes on hers. She's been mine for so many years now. Most married people might be surprised at my rock hard desire for her that doesn't leave. I turn and face her, wrapping yet taut muscular arms around her. My head lies in her sweetly scented neck. I can just breathe with her arms around me. I kiss her, and all the while holding her hips tight with growing need. She feels my soul growing for her, like our poppy plants she attends to so vigilantly. As if my thoughts had been out loud, she pulls back and grabs her special knife from under the sink. Outside, I trail behind her as she walks to her poisonous babies. She calmly makes a slit to extract her milky thick juice. I press myself against her. How can she leave after doing this to me? As if she knows, she carefully puts her knife on the moist soil. Turning her focus to me, she unbuttons my pants. Now I'm her poppy plant as the milk comes out of me. And when I'm finished, she turns back to her flowers, for that will be her lunch. I pull up my whole ridden pants, which is a great air conditioner, and I will not throw them out. Although I have agreed to only wear them at home, I will not throw them out. I swear, I wore them down once. I swear, I wore them down once, and you think I'd rather bake? I understand. I guess it doesn't hurt to be presentable twice a year. Not like it's every day. Thank God. I take the cigarette from my ear, went on one side. A little sweat never hurt long. And I was smoking mood. I was in the smoking mood. I just love it when my legs feel like jelly. I sit on the wooden step and think about making lemonade. The air is stifling, thick, and humid. I get up to find a pitcher. The day seems to linger leisurely by, letting the suns hang just long enough to torment even the creek. Sipping lemonade, I stick my dirt and feet in hot water. I ponder if my feet will boil, and I pull at the legs of my pants. Maybe if I started earlier in the day, I could boil my feet with just sunlight. The current is strong, but the shallow water allows no cooling. Still, it's relaxing, watching the water swirl around my shins. Little minnows dart around, still are too light to remain in place. A golden reddish leaf floats effortlessly along. I think when I'm dead, that the people should let me be as the leaf in a bigger river, or just let me out in the ocean. I will be the fish food for God's aquarium. Just let me float and bask in the sunlight as I'm torn apart and set free in the belly of many fish. That would only be fair, for I've eaten many creature. When I am dead, let them have their turn. It seems more acceptable to me than a coffin, so I can be slowly picked at by little bugs that find their way to me in a coffin, etching canals under my skin, carving out caverns in my eyes. This seems the ultimate torture for the slow death of the dead. Who knows really? Can you tell me if my soul will still feel after my physical death? If so, I'd rather be in the ocean. It's just more beautiful in that way. I could go many places as water ebbs and twists through landscapes. Water will take me to the depths of the abyss, the lengths of its kingdom, into crystal clear pools of contemplation, so that I might see, even as I have no eyes. A fisherman's catch tuna, with a piece of my soul abiding in its slippery scaled body. Will someone order from the menu, not asking for seared tuna if it is offered? Would that be cannibalism? Human soul consumption to eat the tuna? Will I not attach and find refuge within this breathing form and become alive again? As I sit on the grassy bank, I wonder if who I am is just a collection of other souls. A puzzle, each piece slowly taking form of a picture in some far-off box. This is my point of existence. Their dreams and desires manifested in me. A conscious soul, a piece of the world. Is that what an old soul is? Am I given the urges that I think are my own? Is my existence a tangible being with no strings to make me dance? Well, my wife is probably finished. My feet are not boiled. Damn, I could have been famous. Well, my feet could have been on a talk show. Foot porn. I make my way up there. I just added that. I wrote this like fucking 13 years ago, bro. I make my way up the rock strewn, dirty, grassy path I have walked too many times. She's already inside the house preparing to smoke her special pipe. And I get some veggies out and saute them while the pasta boils. My feet wish to be as lucky as the pasta on the silver and black handled pot. Some tomato juice and flour bring the veggie sauce to existence. After eating, my baby is completely out of it. That's okay. So many years of dealing with all life has to offer makes relaxation key. I wander out the back door and sit on the deck. The wind is picked up from the north, but I'm thankful for a bit of refreshing air. My own air conditioning, wonderful and needed. I smoke the rest of my joint, still drinking lemonade and rocking out. Like I said, everyone needs to relax sometime. I stretch my legs, feet out as far as my skin will allow, and there's a rumble in the distance. It must be fixing to storm. Although I still smell no rain, it grows louder just a little. It oddly sounds familiar. It's almost like a vehicle. But that has never happened, not all once. Like I said, the road ends here. The rumble keeps growing. My wife awakens from an unusual sound and calls my name. It's a car coming here. We hide our stashes respectfully. There's no real plan for this. We live a peaceful existence, so far removed from civilization that we're almost distraught at this reality. You got something to say? It's the end of the show. You got a howl or something? You're just tapping your head and nudging me. Tapping your tail and nudging me and trying to eat my hand. Okay, none of that works. You got something to say? Do you have something to say? Faru, do you have? Can you tell me about it? Tell me about your soul. Well, tell me about it. Come on. Well, tell me about it. Beautiful love. Oh, tell me about it. We gonna rise above. I'll give you the tools to go beyond. We just gotta be friends and yawn. Cause we all need to level up. I gotta go to my above.